there's no wrong picture. Whatever you feel that passage is telling you, just draw what you got. And, you know, and then you have to have people share the passage and tell the story about your drawing. All right.
Oh, so you have to draw a picture.
Yes, this is a snapshot. Yeah. So and there's more colors. If you can do it in 25 minutes, sure.
But there was no water for people to drink. So they quarreled with Moses and said, give us water to drink. Moses replied, why do you quarrel with me? Why do you put me in the Lord? Why do you put me in the Lord's test? The people thirsted for water. He grumbled against Moses. He said, why did you bring us up out of Egypt to make us and our children and livestock die of thirst? Then Moses cried out to the Lord, what am I to do?
Traditionally, we've always
They are almost ready to stone him. The Lord answered Moses, go out in front of the people.
whatever, but so they were their hand extended with
Israel and take them in your
something,
hand, take in your hand
like offering the
the
first.
staff with which you struck the Nile. And go, and I will stand there before you.
Did God really say? That's
Red.
temptation.
Water will come out of it.
There, that's happened today. Did
So
God
Moses
really
did this.
say?
He decided the army
You know, 'cause it's a personal thing.
Massa and Arabah, because the Israelites quarreled because they tested the Lord, saying, this is the word of the Lord.
Sorry, so they didn't want to.
This is what among us were not.
Coming out of it. Moses drinking it. How big is the
We have about 12 more minutes.
Like you
2 minutes, everybody. 2 minutes. Well, down to 2 people on the team now, right? Yeah, you're stud, dude. That's pretty nice, man. Yeah. I'll give you more time. Who's telling the story? Who's reading the script about this? Who's telling the story?
So what is it again? Somebody to read the passage.
Yeah, somebody read the passage, and if you want the same person to tell the story about your snapshot, they can do that too. Or, you know,
Alright, so everybody can that makes shine. Right, right. That makes it red. Yeah. Right, right. Right, right.
the rest is kind of back while
Yeah. Right, right, right.
you want this to be good.
During the night, can you reintroduce what it is everybody did?
Yes.
Because I just started the stream, just so everybody tunes in. Knows Thank you.
Yes. All right, everybody. I want you to sit with your teams. Find a section that you can sit with your team, and we'll be calling up the teams by their colors. Okay, I got it over here. Nice. I can hardly wait to hear that story. Which one you got? Oh. Ready. Okay, everybody, take your seats. Teams, sit together, teams. Which is the first color you put on? And you just went right down the line like that? Okay. All out there. Personal items. Oh. Okay. Yeah. If you're sitting on a seat that has personal items, please just put them on the side carefully. They belong to somebody, okay? If not, we'll auction them off later, okay? But a small public service announcement. This was left on our greeting table. Both of them? Okay. We found the owner, okay? The child is not lost. A purple notebook has also been found. $500 inside. Go to the Hebrew Hawaiian table in the back. It's being held up. Purple notebook. Okay, great. Now, this is the fun part, okay? Joy will call out the color of your team. Your entire team will come up on stage, okay? Those that are designated to read the scripture is going to be reading it to everybody. You will have the mic. And those that's going to be pointing out and telling the story of your scripture snapshot will have the mic as well. You are being videotaped, okay? This is live streaming, okay? So if you have stage fright, you can stand in the back, okay? But we want the entire team up because, you know what? You were able to work with one another as a team. I'm sure you got to know each other as a team, but now the rest of us want to know you, all right? And that's the purpose of this icebreaker. So, Joy, what is it? Green. Team Green, which is right here, right? Team Green. Okay. Oh, yes. Thank you. Joy. Justin, the music. Look over here. Okay. Joy, the music. Shut it off. This is a big team. Wow. Well, guess what, team? Who is going to be the volunteer to read the passage? Okay. And who's going to be telling the story? Oh, okay. But before we do that, I want you guys to share your name to the audience out there.
Enoch.
Enoch, good name.
Jared.
Jerry.
Jake.
Linda.
Faith.
Monica.
Ronit. Ronit.
DJ.
Aaron.
Okay. Team Green is up, and I'm going to give them the mic.
When the Most High divided the nations, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the boundaries of the nations according to the number of the angels of God. And his people Jacob became the portion of the Lord. Israel was the line of his inheritance.
Okay, so in the English translations, it says that Yah divided the nations per the children of Israel, which is actually not exactly what the Hebrew says. So the Septuagint and the Dead Sea Scroll are in agreement that Yah divided the nations per the sons of Elohim or sons of angels, the angels of Elohim. So we chose the verse from the Septuagint. And we just drew the earth. As you can see, it's not a globe. And we see different angels vying for different nations, different portions. So we drew it as a pie, and each one is vying for a piece of the pie in the sky. And then you can see the hand of Yah with a lot of light emanating from it, took the portion of Yah, which is Jacob. Okay? Yes.
You guys keep it for now. Thank you, Team Green. Did you guys hear all of that? What? Was that a good story? Oh, yeah. God's word is never a boring story, is it? Okay, next in line. Joy, what's the next color? Blue. Navy blue team, please come on up. Another big team, okay? I like that. Oh, this is a really big team you guys got. I guess blue was a favorite color for a lot of people, right? All right. Now, this is going to be very interesting. I'm going to run the mic in front of everybody and not get in your way as much as possible. So, names, please.
Jetty.
JJ.
Anne Marie.
Will.
Alec.
David.
Brian.
Chris.
Jerry.
Michael.
Rob.
Levi.
Levi.
Noel. Joe.
Okay, who's got the scripture passage? All right.
Okay. This is Deuteronomy 9, 1 through 4. Hear, O Israel, you are crossing over the Jordan today to go into dispossess the nations greater and mightier than you, great cities fortified to heaven, a people great and tall, the sons of the Anakim, whom you know and of whom you have heard it said, who can stand before the sons of Anak? Know therefore today that it is the Lord your God who is crossing over before you as a consuming fire. He will destroy them and he will subdue them before you, so that you may drive them out and destroy them quickly, just as the Lord has spoken to you. Do not say in your heart, when the Lord your God has driven them out before you, because of my righteousness the Lord has brought me in to possess this land. But it is because of the wickedness of these nations that the Lord is dispossessing them before you.
All right, so this is Israel crossing the Jordan, and the fire of Yah, the consuming fire, is coming up against the Anakim, the giants, and the great cities, walled cities that are across, that they're about to pass over and go against.
Excellent job, Team Blue. Good job. Thank you. Next team up is Team Purple. Team Purple. Guess what my color is? Well, see, Roman wanted to be with all the women, so I let him. Team Purple, you can figure out who likes purple. Name, please.
Roman.
Sheila.
Eileen.
Diane. Deborah.
Susie.
Joy.
Joy. Okay, who's reading?
I am.
Here you go.
Thank you. And all the congregation of the children of Israel journeyed from the wilderness of Sin after their journeys according to the commandment of the Lord, and pitched in Rephidim, and there was no water for the people to drink. Wherefore the people did chide with Moses and said, Give us water that we may drink. And Moses said unto them, Why chide ye me? Wherefore do ye tempt the Lord? And the people thirsted there for water, and the people murmured against Moses and said, Wherefore is this that thou hast brought us up out of Egypt to kill us and our children and our cattle with thirst? And Moses cried unto the Lord, saying, What shall I do unto this people? They be almost ready to stone me. And the Lord said unto Moses, Go on before the people, and take with thee the elders of Israel, and thy rod where thou smotest the river. Take in thy hand and go. Behold, I will stand before thee there upon the rock in Horeb, and thou shalt smite the rock, and there shall come water out of it, that the people may drink. And Moses did so in the sight of the elders of Israel. And he called the name of the place Massah and Meribah, because of the chiding of the children of Israel, and because they tempted the Lord, saying, Is the Lord among us or not?
Okay, so we have.
Oh, yes, take the mic.
We have Exodus 17, 1 through 7, and we drew a picture of verse 6. Behold, attention, I will stand before thee upon the rock. That's in Horeb, which is Yeshua or Jesus. And there shall come water out of it, that the people may drink. And Moses did so in the sight of the elders of the Lord. So Moses is here with his staff, and he is told to smite the rock with Jesus in the rock. And the rock split open, and water came out. 1 Corinthians 10:4, for they all drank of that spiritual rock that followed them, and the rock was Christ.
Excellent job, Team Purple. Did you hear that? They even put in their own scripture passage. This is how advanced this team is. They just raised the bar, okay? I'll give you 5 minutes to start modifying yours. Thank you, Team Purple. Oh.
Purple people.
Oh, the purple people. And if you're from Minnesota, the purple people eaters, right? How does the Hawaiian know about Minnesota? Because the Vikings was my team, still is, but they have not won the Super Bowl yet. Oh, man. Thank you, Team Purple. Good job. All right, next up. Is that pink? Joy, there's... I'm not colorblind, but is that a fuchsia or pink or what? That's up there. That's the hot pink. Okay, this is all girls. Hot pink. No. Team hot pink, come on up. Oh, to show it? Oh, great idea. Okay, I've just been notified by the boss that when you're done presenting, please take the poster board up to Justin in the back so he can take a picture and show it live stream for everybody else that's watching all of you. All right? Wow. This is a big group again. Come on down. Mug shot. Okay. Are you ready? Your name, please.
Dr. Joy.
Dewana.
Kieran.
Cambry.
Irma.
Tim.
Fabiola.
Friedman.
Sarah.
Terry.
All right. Who's reading? Terry. Okay, Terry. Take it away.
Okay, don't go blank. Elohim stands in the congregation of El. He judges in the midst of the Elohim. How long would you judge perversely and show partiality to the wrong? Selah. Give right ruling to the poor and fatherless. Do right to the afflicted and needy. Rescue the poor and needy. Deliver them from the hand of the wrong. They do not know, nor do they understand. They walk about in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are shaken. I said, you are Elohim, and all of you are sons of the Most High. But as men you die and fall as one of the heads. Arise, O Elohim, judge the earth, for you shall possess all the nations.
Yes, so we have drawn, you want to help me hold it? Okay. We have drawn El in the council of Elohim, and the scales, there's judgment on the earth, sitting on the foundations that are shaking. And it's about time. It's about time for the judgment to come forth because there's so much condemnation on the earth, and time is almost up. So it's a groaning and a longing for all the injustice to be solved and to be done with.
Great job. Great job. Hot pink. All right. Don't forget to see Justin with the poster board. All right, we've got the next color up, which is a dark orange. I believe it's dark orange. The dark orange team, where are you? Okay, maybe it's not dark orange. Joy, I need help. What is this? It's this color now, right here.
Yeah, it's coral.
Coral. Jeez. Coral. Okay, who's the coral group? The coral's white in Hawaii, where we come from. But is there a dark orange, a coral team out here? It's kind of peach. Well, that's a peach. Georgia. We're in Georgia. Oh my gosh, how did I miss that one? Right, this is the color right here.
Oh, this one is the red, actually.
Yeah, they're up. Okay, we don't have to be in order here, okay? But yes, that's the color. Okay, come up to the party. Okay, so obviously they were eating when the colors were being passed out. This is the team right here. But that's okay because it doesn't take a whole army to tell a story. Quality, not quantity. Some of you might dispute that, but that will give them their due. Okay, your name, please.
Lucia.
Susan.
Denny.
Danny?
DeBaron.
Okay. Who's reading?
Deuteronomy 2:13-15. Now arise and cross over the brook Zered yourselves. So we crossed over the brook Zered. Now is the time that it took for us to come from Kadesh Barnea until we crossed over the brook Zered. It was 38 years until all the generation of the men of war perished from within the camp, as the Lord had sworn to them. Moreover, the hand of the Lord was against them, to destroy them from within the camp until they all perished.
All right, so as you see here, we have our lovely brook, the brook Zered. These are our men of war that got crushed by the hand of the Lord on their tents. That's what happened. They all have frowny faces too. They were not enjoying that. This is the 38 years, so we have our tick marks, so 38 years until they got to the brook Zered. And these are lovely children who were obedient and younger than the age of men of war who were crossing. And then we looked up that the word Zered in the Hebrew means exuberant and growing in joy. So they all have smiley faces as they cross into the promised land of what the Lord has given them.
We had one problem. We started drawing the stick people and didn't know just to draw men or men and women. Were the women under judgment for the 40 years? Good question. If anybody's got an answer for us, we want it.
Zen will answer that later, right, Zen? Because I'm not going to answer it. I'll default to Zen.
Please bring your poster up to the live stream camera so you can share it with everyone. And then the next color is red. Who had the red stickers? Yay!
Come on, Team Red. Thank you. Wow. Is Zen part of the team? He's coming up. Yeah. Yeah, he'll be in the front.
We got a big team.
All right. Obviously, somebody found out that Zen was on the red team and everybody wanted red. What can I say? All right. Can you give us your name, sir?
Yeah, I'm Zen Garcia. Isaac Chavez.
Gail Marie.
Stephanie. Denham.
Terry. Tammy. Esther.
You forgot that, Tammy, huh?
Nikki.
Thomas.
Drew.
All right. Who's reading the passage? Terry's going to read for us. Terry?
You're welcome. This is Deuteronomy 5:24-27. And you said, Behold, the Lord our God hath shown us his glory and his greatness, and we have heard his voice out of the midst of the fire. We have seen this day that God doeth talk with man, and he liveth. Now therefore, why should we die? For this great fire will consume us. If we hear the voice of the Lord our God any more, then we shall die. For who is there all flesh that hath heard the voice of the living God, speaking out of the midst of the fire, as we have lived? Go thou near and hear all that the Lord our God shall say, and speak thou unto us that the Lord our God shall speak unto thee, and we will hear it and do it.
Okay, thank you, all of you, for coming and for being here. We really appreciate your attendance, and it's a great honor for us all to be here together as family and fellowship. It's a beautiful time to share with other seekers. So thank you from wherever you may come. All right, so we see that and know that the Most High freed the Israelites from the bondage of Egypt, and that the whole Passover story, the angel of death, that was what led them to liberation, and that they traveled through the wilderness to come to meet the Maker, Yahuwah, on the mountain. And according to the story that Ron Wyatt is sneaking into Saudi Arabia, that the mountain that they found and the realization that it was the mountain is because the upper half of it was charred. It was burned, and it was blackened because of the brightness of his coming. And in the story, Moshe was not able to look directly, but only to see the backside of the Most High. And even Enoch, when he was brought up before the presence of the Most High, he also was scared so badly that he couldn't lift himself up to stand in the presence of that awesomeness. And so here we have the same depiction. We have Moshe there on the mountain, but the people that are below, they're turning away. They're bending away from the brightness, unable to look directly at the awesome glory of the Lord. So this is the depiction that we have, and you can see as it was illustrated by Isaac and the others of our group, Tammy. And so that's our depiction, and thank you for all that you did and share as well.
Thank you, Zen. Thank you, Zen, and Team Red. Team Red. Awesome. Awesome. Isaac, you know where to go. See Justin, right? Okay. Team Orange, are you out there? Team Orange. Okay, this is the Florida team, okay? Come on up. Oh, no, okay. All right. All right. Got it? Okay, what is your name?
Shelly.
Shelly.
Frankie.
Clark.
Sarah.
Gehrig.
Okay, who's reading the passage?
Hi. This is Genesis 11, 1-4. Now the whole world had one language and a common speech. As people moved eastward, they found a plain in Shinar and settled there. They said to each other, "Come, let us make bricks and bake them thoroughly." They used brick instead of stone and tar for mortar. Then they said, "Come, let us build ourselves a city with a tower that reaches to the heavens, so that we may make a name for ourselves. Otherwise, we will be scattered over the face of the whole earth."
Who's telling the story?
So in our picture, we decided to put directions that they're traveling from the east, and there's a big plain, Shinar, and they built a city, you can see in the background, and here they're getting the mud from the earth. The whole world is speaking one language, Hebrew, and burning bricks, and the tower reaching to the heavens. So that was it.
All right, you know where to go with that? Thank you, Team Orange. Yes. Team Yellow, are you out there in the audience? Oh, second row. Okay, Team Yellow. What did God say about Nimrod and the people? He says, "Go into all the world, and prosper, proliferate." However, they decide to stay home in Shinar. All right, we got a good-sized team here. What is your name, sir?
Matt.
Steph. Alondra.
Trevor.
Gabriel.
Mark.
Chase.
Isabella.
Who's reading the passage? I think Mark is. They're still working out the dynamics with their team right now. Oh, is Isabella? Okay.
Okay, so we have Genesis 6, 1 through 4. And it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of Elohim saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them women of all which they choose. And Yahweh said, My Ruach shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh. Yet his days shall be 120 years. There were Nephilim in the earth in those days, who also gathered afterward, when the sons of Elohim came in unto the daughters of men. And they bore children unto them. The same became warriors and tyrants, which were from everlasting mortal men of the name.
Shabbat Shalom. So we have pictured here, looks like 4 sections for 4 verses, and up in the upper corner you see the sons of God, or B'nai Ha-Elohim. Very exciting story that actually was one of my first stories that kind of changed my path. But they are seeing the daughters there, and we decided to picture them as angels, since that seems to be what Peter and Jude were in agreement with, and Job. So the B'nai Ha-Elohim in the Hebrew. Going into seeing the daughters, that they're beautiful, who can blame them? And over here we see God, Elohim, becomes angry that they consummate, they corrupt the gene pool, corrupt the DNA, create hybrids, so to speak. And so Elohim sees that every imagination of the thoughts of man is only evil continually. And then we have in the third one, she's giving birth to an abomination, and she's dying in childbirth. Abominations began to come into the earth. And then you see finally there a Nephilim, which she said, which has to do with being the fallen ones, is what that means. Along with we chose to make a rest in peace tombstone that says 120 years. Their years shall, Elohim says that their years shall be, or their days shall be 120 years. And that could mean 120 years for the individual, since their lifespan's shortened. The more I personally looked at it, interestingly, I thought that is shanim in Hebrew, can mean cycles of time or revolutions of time. So that's where the hypothesis that there would be 120 cycles of time, or jubilee cycle periods. And if you times 120 by 49, that would be 5,880 years, which a jubilee is 49 years according to the book of Jubilees, or pushing up close to 6,000 years. 120 times, if it were 50, that would be 6,000 years. And that pretty much explains that story.
How was that commentary? Was that good? Great job. Great job. You know where to go with that, right? Yep, up there. Thank you, Team Yellow. Good job. I'm telling you, this is Bible Study 101 and maybe beyond with some of the commentaries we're getting. Isn't this great? Yes. All right. We got Lavender up next. 2 more teams. Lavender, front row. You can come this way. All right. Can I get your name, please?
Jeff.
Rebecca.
Meredith.
Anthony.
Katrina.
Tony.
Okay, who's reading?
Sorry, y'all. My book closed, so I have to reopen it. My name is Rebecca. We also got Exodus, chapter 17, 1 through 7. I'm doing both the reading and the telling of the story because apparently if you pick Lavender, you're shy. And I was the last person that said not me both times. So, so bear with me if my voice shakes because I'm nervous.
You're only on TV.
Thanks for reminding me. Okay. So it says, and you'll hear this again, you already heard it once, and all the assembly of the children of Yasharel journeyed from the wilderness of Sin after their journeys, according to the commandment of Yahweh, and pitched in Rephidim. And there was no water for the people to drink. Wherefore the people did chide with Moshe and said, Give us water that we may drink. And Moshe said unto them, Why chide ye with me? Wherefore do you tempt at Yahweh? And the people thirsted there for water. And the people murmured against Moshe and said, Wherefore is this that you have brought us up out of Mitzrayim to kill us and death our children and our cattle with thirst? And Moshe cried unto El Yahweh, saying, What shall I do unto this people? They be almost ready to stone me. And Yahweh said unto Moshe, Go on before the people, and take with you the elders of Yasharel, and your rod wherewith you smote at the river, take in your hand and go. Behold, I will stand before you there upon the rock in Horeb, and you shall smite the rock, and there shall come water out of it, that the people may drink. And Moshe did so in the sight of the elders of Yasharel. And he called the name of the place Massah and Meribah, because of the chiding of the children of Yasharel, and because they tempted Yahweh, saying, Is Yahweh among us or not? So we have angry, can someone hold that? Thank you. We have angry, the children of Yasharel angry over here, Moshe calling out to the Father with the elders, and then the striking of the rock with water. And we looked at it a little differently, we had several things that we saw. One thing was about tempting the Father, we know they were always tempting the Father, and we tend to do that sometimes too. And just the Father following through on what he said he would do regardless of whether they tempted him. But then we also talked about how it related to us in that when we go through hard things, we tend to question whether the Father is really there with us or not, even though he's been there the whole time, just because he's not giving us what we want. And we also talked about, there was another one, but I lost it. Was there something else? Did y'all remember? Why am I asking them? They're so shy, they wouldn't even get up here and talk. So just him following through on what he told us to do, and he always provides.
Excellent job. And Rebecca, good job for being not as shy. We have one more team left. Judges, are you ready for the final call? Okay, Team Teal, I believe, is next, right? All right. I know you, but tell us your name.
My name's Sarah.
My name's Caroline.
Leia.
Phil. Thomas.
Michael.
All right. Who's the reader? Okay, Mike, take it away.
Okay, this is labeled as the fall. I like to think about it as the roots of the conspiracy. Now the serpent was more crafty than any of the wild animals the Lord God had made. He said to the woman, "Did God really say, 'You must not eat from any tree in the garden?'" The woman said to the serpent, "We may eat fruit from the trees in the garden. But God did say, 'You must not eat fruit from the tree that is in the middle of the garden, and you must not touch it, or you will die.'" "You will not certainly die," the serpent said to the woman, "for God knows that when you eat from it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil." The beginning of the serpent seed. Genesis 3, 1 through 5. Okay, so we have, and you guys can help me out with some of this too. So here's the question at the bottom. Don't touch. Is that really what God said? Did he say do not touch? Or did he say do not eat? And then here we have her reaching towards the fruit. And she's wearing purple, which Sarah was telling us a little bit about that.
The purple robe is for righteousness. Adam and Eve likely weren't naked in the garden. They likely had clothes on. And when they sinned, they lost their purple robes of righteousness, which means they needed to cover themselves up with fig leaves.
And so here's the question mark that's representative of doubt in the mind of the human, because she had the revelation from the Father, from the Creator, and all of a sudden there's a question mark there. From what was so certain now becomes something less than. Did he really say you would surely die? So that's another question. The Nakash talking to the human, putting that seed of doubt in her mind. Anyone else have anything you want to add? Okay.
They're all lavender also.
Thank you.
Great job. Good job, guys. Good job. Tonight, you've heard 10 stories. You've discussed it. You've planned it. You've taken the snapshot of every story, and that was elaborated to you for understanding. You may or may not agree, but I am very excited about people using Hebrew, because I heard the words out there, and I'm just ecstatic that people are actually getting into the original language. So the big question is, which team wins? Judges, do you have a decision? Come up here, judge. Come up here, judge. Who is the winner? Remember. I put her on the spot. You know?
All right. Drum roll, please. Everybody, we all win friendship and fellowship. Yay! But we also get
macadamia nuts with chocolate and toffee. Everybody gets one. Everybody's a winner.
Yay!
Again, the winning team was a team that was able to work together and tell their story. And aren't we all winners? Praise God.
Praise,
yeah.
Before we do, let's go. We're going to go straight into and then we'll maybe have some after, so that while everybody's still sitting, we're going to have a time of just fellowship and memorial for Rob Skiba, and Zen's going to get started with a few words. The conference is definitely not the same without him.
I told myself that I wouldn't break down. When we got to this part, and I again, appreciate everybody being here. And certainly, it's not the same without Rob. And I know that many of you were deeply influenced, deeply affected by his work, and that he was critical in bringing you to the truth of so many of these esoteric concepts. And I miss him deeply, as I know that many of you do as well. And there is a book out on the circle table outside. It's a leather-bound journal that we purchased, and we'd like for all of you, those of you that would like to share your fondest memory, to comment. This will be given to Sheila and Jeremiah after the conference, and so if you could just take a few moments to sign it and share whatever you can. It's been a difficult year I know for Sheila and Jeremiah, but they've done incredible work. Jeremiah has written a book, that I never got to say goodbye, about his father-in-law, and about how deeply Rob took both him and his mother, marrying them and bringing them and forming a family with them. And it's a beautiful story. And so you can find his books over there in the corner. He's with Sheila, and she also wrote a book on the protocol that kills. And one of the important aspects of all of our being here together like this is because in this coming day and age where the Antichrist is going to bring his war upon the saints, we're the targets. The seekers of truth, the patriots, the Christians, those of you that are standing up for truth, that at all costs, you are speaking truth to power. You're sharing what you can with others out there in the world that are mostly clueless. The elect is but a few. Christ said, I will call you 1 from 1,000, 2 from 10,000. The elect is but a few. And so we are privileged. I'm honored to be here with all of you in attendance and fellowship and congregation in this manner, and to be able to share, because we're learning from you as much as you are learning from us. And it's us coming together in this manner to share in discussion, to break bread, to break meal, to take time to hug each other and to encourage each other, to empower one another. These are critical times. We are the fig tree generation. We are at the end of days. We are seeing all things being manifest and prophecy being fulfilled. And so we know, again, the war against the saints, you, myself, we're the target, and they're coming. They're expunging the truth. There used to be a time where you could go on YouTube and other platforms, Facebook, share openly with others, and do a keyword search and actually find something that would intrigue you and find something that would lead you down the rabbit hole. But all that's being covered up. It's all being washed away. And so it's not easy anymore. And that's why we have to be the standard bearers, because we know the truth. We, for whatever reason, the Most High has blessed us and given us the honor of knowing the truth. And so we have to be the watchmen, the watchwomen. We have to sound the trumpet. We have to share it with others, because we're going to be the ones that people look to for guidance and direction. And that's a rare commodity in this world. And so it's with that I want to remember Rob, because he was an amazing truth seeker. And I'm honored to have called him friend and to know and to be able to do the shows that we did together, because many of you have reached out because of my relationship with him, that you opened yourself to some of the things that I teach, because he was able to bridge the gap and to bring people together in a way that nobody else could. That's why he was always sought out to be the closing speaker of all the different events, all the different conventions. He was a uniter. And, you know, God bless him. And Jeremiah and Sheila are continuing in that journey, in that walk, and they're continuing with the work. And so with that, I'm honored to introduce them, and I'm honored to be here with both of you. And so I'm not sure, Jeremiah or Sheila, if y'all are coming up together or who's going to be speaking first, but thank you for coming, all of you. We love you all. It wouldn't be possible without all of you, and so thank you for making the journey.
Rob loved you. Rob loved you so much, and it is hard to say goodbye. And Jeremiah never did get to say goodbye, but I just want to say thank you for all of your love and prayers, and it keeps us going. And Rob loved, this is the best part of my marriage, was coming to conferences and meeting people and connecting, because Rob was so persistent. He was on a quest for truth, and he didn't give up. And he went wherever truth took him, even if it meant ridicule, even if it meant he was going to be made fun of, kicked out of churches. He didn't care, because the Father said, I said what I said. So I want to thank each one of you, because you've also been bold, I'm sure, in your own families and churches. And Rob's not dead. He's alive. He's more alive than we are. So I have to have peace and stand knowing that this is not the end. And I think we're closer to seeing Rob now than we ever have been. So thank you for coming. And I did bring, this is the book that it's a lot of pictures. This shows you the man behind the story. A lot of people didn't know Rob personally, and you know him from his research and his rants on Facebook. This is a story. Rob understood who Israel was because he adopted Jeremiah. And Jeremiah wanted to write this short story. It has more pictures. It's just a precious story. And then this one is not as fun to read, but this one, I believe and I'm praying, will save lives. And this is the hospital 40-day nightmare from hell that I had to live through. And it's documented, it has medical records, it has charts, it has laws, it has all kinds of things. And I encourage each one of you to get it. And if you have a loved one that also died, this could be the answers that you're looking for, because maybe you didn't document it, or maybe you didn't have the phone calls to transcribe, or didn't understand what they were doing. I'm hoping it will save lives and wake people up, so I encourage all of you to take a look at it. And thank you again for coming.
Thank you.
This is a presentation Jeremiah made for us.
Is all about us being grafted into the cultivated olive tree. Ephesians 2 is about us being adopted into the family that is Israel. So when I came off of dispensation theology and came to understand the grafting and adoption process, really as a result of marrying Sheila, because she had a 13-year-old son when we got married, and I adopted him into my family and gave him my name. So he was not a Skiba, now he is a Skiba. All of a sudden, Hosea is making perfect sense to me, and where Paul is quoting Hosea in Romans 7 through 11, I'm going, okay, I'm getting it. This is not replacement theology. People want to hear what I'm saying and accuse me of a replacement theology. That's not replacement. Jeremiah, my son, was a Garcia. Now he's a Skiba. He didn't replace me. He just grafted into my family and is now heir to whatever my family has to offer him. And, you know, to whatever degree he wants to participate in it, he can pass on the legacy of the Skiba, you know, because that's who he became. He didn't replace me. He became part of my family. I don't know about you guys, but I'm there. I am trembling in awe of Yahuwah and his goodness. But through the actual practical experience that I went through in my life, I have some small understanding of what was going on here. And then a number of years later, Yahuwah restored and brought me my bride. I said, my picker is broken. I'm not picking the next one. You're going to have to pick the next one, because I can't pick right. So he did. He brought me into a full-time ministry. I became a missionary in January of 2004, and a few months later, interesting, August, a new beginning, eighth month, August. So that's cool. In the 8th month, there, 2004, he brought the woman that would become my bride-to-be into my life, and she had a 13-year-old son when we got married. And so I adopted him. And he was not a Skiba. Now he is a Skiba. I get it. Right? I was not a people. Now I am a people. My son didn't change his DNA. He has Garcia DNA going through his blood. But I have given him a new identity. He wears my name on his baseball jersey. He is heir to anything I have to leave for him, and anything my family has to offer is his. He is free to participate in every tradition my family has ever started if he so chooses. He can go the route of following his biological father if he wants. But I have given him a new identity that he can choose to accept. I believe that's exactly what's happened with us. And I thank God for the things, because I always said I didn't want kids. I love kids, I actually really love kids, but I know the style of life that I have always had. I'm always on the go, I'm always traveling, and my dad was a 9-to-5er. My dad was always there for me, and I always said if I was going to be a dad, I wanted to be the kind of father my father was. But I knew that the type of lifestyle that I have and the ministry that I'm called to, I couldn't be that. But I end up marrying a woman who has a 13-year-old son, so I didn't have to do all that diapers and all the, I am now more on the coach side of things and can be the friend side of things and can be that for my son. But, he's 22 now, so he's off and doing his own thing, so I'm still free to travel. So God worked it all out and then taught me a pretty powerful lesson as to who I am in him through this whole situation right here.
When you start to look at this from a different angle from what we're being fed in mainstream media, this is a lie. This is a controlled narrative. This is what they want you to believe. And the fact that I saw so many Christians just hook, line, and sinker line up for whatever the media told them to do this last go around, that was terrifying to me. The disciples asked Yeshua, what's it going to be like in the last days? Right. First thing he says is, don't let no man deceive you. But then later, he says that the last days would be like the days of Noah. Now, that begs the question, what differentiates the days of Noah from any other time in human history? Genetic manipulation. You get what I call the Genesis 6 experiment. And that's when 200 Watcher-class angels, according to the book of Enoch, landed on Mount Hermon in the days of Jared. And this is Genesis 6, 1-4, where the sons of God came down as the daughters of men, and they had children that became known as the Nephilim, who were giant offspring of the angels. And it gets so bad, all flesh had become corrupted, the Creator had only one choice, and that's to wipe out everything and start over again. He did so with Noah, who was found righteous in his generations. The Hebrew word used there is tamim, that's pure in his genetics, like a pure red heifer, same word is used there. So I believe that the genetic tampering that was taking place, especially specifically in the last 120 years leading up to the flood, was the reason for the flood. And that's what Genesis 6:12 says, the earth and all flesh had become corrupted. How did it become corrupted? It became corrupted through genetic manipulation. Genetic manipulation, what we now refer to as transhumanism. I want to know what the truth is. I don't care what it costs. I want to know what the truth is. And I hope that people, my son, anybody, would, if my name comes up, whether you like me, whether you agree with me or not, at least you could respect the fact that he's on a quest for truth. Because we're living in a sea of lies right now. And right now, the Bible is my only compass in a sea of lies.
Now, I just want to share with you guys my thoughts and feelings about what he's saying and what it meant to me. I know that he was so upset with how the fake news had infected the church after they were constantly being fed lies by the mainstream media. He's making connections between his years of research on the genetic manipulation during the times of Noah and connecting it to what is happening with genetic manipulation with the V and how it's affecting us today. Today's humans want to make their own flood, aka the Great Reset. He says, I want to know what the truth is, no matter what the cost. To me, he's saying it doesn't matter what the outcome of the quest is, but like every great man, he would die seeking and exposing the truth. Not just with this topic, but in every quest. No matter what anyone else thought or how much he might have been belittled for questioning what society's reality says, to me, my dad was a hero. He was an honorable man who lived and died for his quest for truth. And I hope to do the same, and would encourage everyone who is watching to let no man deceive you, to do the same and forever stay on the quest for truth, no matter what the cost.
Thank you, everyone. That closes us out for tonight. Thank you so much for coming and just being such a wonderful family here to us. So thank you and have a wonderful night. And I think the booths will be open for another 30 minutes or so. Please feel free to fellowship and enjoy.
I'm on the search for truth and understanding. So you're telling me that Jeremiah was part of Team Garcia and he got traded to Team Skiba? Is that the understanding? Okay, you guys are that close, huh? Yes, and don't forget your prize, everybody. Okay, enjoy.